As I do this video, I don't quite know how to express my feelings uh, completely as it relates to this new reality, if you will, that we're all faced with here, not only in America, but across the planet. This COVID 19 issue, also called the coronavirus uh, pandemic. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Something is not adding up. And I think people that have common sense are aware that something is not well. I'm not talking about the alleged virus per se. I'm talking about things that are going on behind the scenes. I'm talking about the origin of the virus. I'm talking about the fact that we have shut down basically our economy over an alleged pandemic. Note that I said alleged pandemic, that when you do the math, we are really not having a pandemic. Maybe epidemic, but it's not a pandemic. It's not worldwide just because there are people who have been affected in various other countries. A pandemic is something that's widespread, uh, quickly spread, and perpetually being spread at a large volume. Do we have the numbers to call this an international or worldwide pandemic? Do we actually have the numbers? Or is the news media playing a role in causing the public, the people, to panic and to be up in arms about something that's really no worse than the common flu? I've seen, I've heard, I've heard witnesses from doctors. I've heard doctors give testimony and say that it's not as bad as they're making it out to be in the media. Of course, the media is the driving force. We watch television every day, we listen to the radio, we watch the internet, and if the media is the driving force for our information, where are they getting the information from? They are being fueled by the government. And the government has standing right alongside it medical experts, supposedly. Some are qualified medical experts, I believe. And I believe that there are some that work for certain institutions and some that work for certain pharmaceutical companies and some that are working right alongside the government. They are going to say whatever the script is because they have a vested interest. This may be a bitter pill to swallow, the way in which I'm presenting this, but I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm giving my viewpoint, and I am entitled to that viewpoint. Now, there are some out there that might look at me doing this video and say, hey, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a theory. Let me ask you this, and I want you to use your common sense. If we have the pandemic as it is touted that we have, why is it that We don't already have martial law on the street in every single state. Why is it that it has not been mandated that every single human being that's outside of their homes, commuting from work, doctor, family member's house, grocery store, wherever, why are we not mandated to wear some protective gloves, mask, whatever? Why has it not been why has it not been mandated? Has it been mandated because it's not that serious? Now, pause for a moment when I say not that serious. Am I making light of the fact that people have lost their lives? Absolutely not. And if you see my personage and the way in which I am expressing this, I'm sure you can read between the lines and tell that I mean no harm. I'm just trying to get you to think. As I always say, I just want you to think. Doctors have said, scientists have said, medical experts have said, and the record has stated, even the governor of New York, Cuomo, has also said, the people that have been touched by this so-called virus have been people who already were elderly, past the age of 70, 65, 70, and the vast majority of the people that have been killed as a result of this illness, if you will, had pre-existing conditions. You've heard that. This is a fact. What is also a fact, which is closely related to what I'm saying now, is the fact that if your immune system is where it's supposed to be, in other words, if you are a healthy individual, even a child, if you're healthy, if you're a healthy adult, and if you contract the virus within 48 hours, it goes away. There was conclusive evidence to corroborate what I just said. And all of the doctors have already said this. If you're healthy, you're fine. And the people that have died have not been healthy people. Now you go figure if this is actually warranting us shut down our government. It's not. I understand the first responders, I understand the police officers, I understand some people in the politics, I understand some of the city workers and so forth, and even medical people who have acquired, if you will, the virus, and a few of them have died. But did they have a pre existing condition? Ask yourself that question. Now, I consider myself relatively healthy. If I died sitting in this chair right now, I wouldn't die as a healthy man. If I die sitting in this chair right now as a result of the virus, I would have to have something that's already wrong with me. And my immune system would be compromised, which will make me more susceptible to cancer, disease, cold, flu, to include the virus that they're talking about, the coronavirus right now. More susceptible. I have relatives that have diabetes, hypertension, various other medical issues, respiratory issues, and so forth that are susceptible, more susceptible. And I'm sure many of you that are watching this do as well. And chances are, as the one expert said, once you are on a ventilator, chances are you will never get off of it. You're going to die on that ventilator because if you have to go past a couple days on the ventilator, chances are you are in such a condition medically that you're not going to make it. But these again are people with pre-existing conditions. So now I just saw the news or news blurb today where the CDC or the Center of Disease Control has recommended that everyone wear a mask. It's not going to do any good. If anything, it's psychological. It's going to make you feel a little bit better. The standard mask that you buy in your Walmart and your drugstores and so forth, your regular cotton mask that you oftentimes see in the hospital or on construction sites and so forth, those are basically dust masks. They were not designed to keep viruses or anything of that sort out of your respiratory tract. That's not the nature of the mask. You would have to spend upwards of hundreds and even thousands of dollars to get the proper ventilation type of mask. They have various nomenclatures or titles of these masks. That's not important right here. But the point I'm getting at is it wouldn't be enough money to supply every human being in America with those masks, even if you needed them. So you're going to still have casualties if that were the case. So again, the mask that you see most people wearing, it's not sufficient for a virus or a pandemic. It will never work. Me being in the military, a veteran, if those that have been in the military and maybe are in the military, you're familiar with the title or the term NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare. I trained in that to some extent. I know fundamentally that a cotton mask is not going to keep any virus away from you. So now, as I go throughout my daily business and I look around the city in which I am in, I see sparsely people wearing masks and gloves. Sparsely. In other words, the vast majority of people that are on the street driving around and so forth are not wearing them. Can you say it's a matter of choice? And there are a lot of people who believe that the government has something to do with this alleged virus outbreak. So, wearing gloves and masks, I'm not trying to be a detractor and I'm not trying to say don't wear them. Please, by all means, put your gloves and your mask on and wash your hands and sanitize and so forth. But aren't these things hygienically something you should have been doing all along? Shouldn't people have already been following certain protocol as it relates to that hygiene, washing your hands, keeping your hands out your eyes and your mouth and mucous membranes and so forth in an effort not to spread the so-called virus? But note, it's called a virus, right? So is a cold a virus. There are many viruses. We are exposed to viruses all the time. So what's the difference? Is this more of an aggressive virus? I don't really think so. If it's that daggone, excuse me, and my choice of words, if it's that daggone aggressive, then why don't we all have it? Why are there still healthy people walking around if it's that bad? I personally, as I'm sitting here speaking to you, I'm not putting on one mask. My children are not putting on one mask. And my immediate family are not putting on one mask unless they have a pre-existing condition. And I do have some that do have that situation and they're wearing masks and gloves. That's understandable. It's common sense. It's common knowledge. It's a no-brainer. But the majority of us that are not wearing masks and gloves are healthy. Now, how long are we into this thing right now where they got up in arms and said, you know, we have a international pandemic now? It's about 3 weeks now, maybe four. Okay, there's still people walking around, no gloves, no mask, healthy, laughing, going about their business as normal as they can try to make their lives normal from day to day, trying to go to work, those that still have a job. But let me tell you this, and I've said this before, and I'm not going to stay long. Washing your hands is a normal thing. It's something that we were taught to do as children. If you haven't been washing your hands and you need the government to tell you to do that, something is wrong with you. If you haven't been taking a shower or a bath and cleaning your body and taking care of your personal hygiene already before the government starts touting this, something is definitely wrong with you. But with that said, let me educate you again, or let me remind you or re educate you to something that's very common sense. The largest organ in the human body is the skin, the tegumentary system. It covers every surface area of the body, from the top of the head to the bottom of your feet. Every surface is covered by skin. That skin is your protective barrier to outside foreign substances, to include viruses, germs, bacteria. Your skin is. Think about it. It's exposed to the elements all of the time. Does not it stand to reason that that's what it's for? To protect you from outside sources that could infiltrate your skin externally and come inside of your body. That's what your skin is for. It's a protection. Now, within that skin, and some people don't know this, within that skin is part of your immune system. Did you not know that? Part of your immune system is in your gut. 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Go to Google if you have to. Don't just simply take my word for it. Your immune system is also located in your skin. So, in your sebaceous glands that excrete oil in your skin, there's also antibodies that fight against outside foreign invaders. When you put something as abrasive as alcohol, something as abrasive as hand sanitizer on your arms and your hands on a regular basis, do I need to go any further? What are you doing? You are removing the natural biological protective coating of oil and antibodies from your skin. And guess what you're doing? You are opening the pathway for pathogens, fungus, various other things outside of your body to come through your skin because there's no protective barrier or layer there any longer. The best thing that you could use hygienically would be soap and water. Same way we were all taught as children. Soap and water. In the absence of soap and water, when you're out doing your daily work, traveling and so forth, hand sanitizer is okay then, in the absence of soap and water. It is not supposed to be your go to, your staple, because it is abrasive, it is harsh, it removes the natural oils from your skin, thereby leaving you open or susceptible to germs, harmful germs and bacteria, and even viruses outside of your body that go through your skin. You don't believe me? How do things enter the human body? Now, some of you probably need to be reminded of this. How do things enter into your body? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me insert this. Things enter your body as a human being through inhalation, breathing in, inhalation. That's how outside things enter into your body. That's through you breathing in, okay? Things enter into your body through ingestion, when you eat and swallow food or even medication through your mouth. Things enter into your body through absorption, being absorbed. Why do people put lotion on their skin and rub it in? Why do people put perfume on their skin and rub it in? Why do doctors give people nitroglycerin tabs and they put it on their tongue and it absorbs? Your skin is a living organism. It absorbs things. It also excretes things. Through your lymphatic system, your body pushes poisons out of the skin through oil and perspiration. And it also absorbs things as well. So it has a twofold purpose. So, inhalation, ingestion, and absorption is how things get into your body. Now, absorption through what? Teacher? Your skin. So, if things absorb through your skin, ladies and gentlemen, and you take alcohol or an alcohol based product or a hand sanitizer and you continue to take off all of the natural oils and the natural biological makeup that's inside that oil on your skin, aren't you opening your body up to absorb things that are waiting to get inside? Can you say viruses? Can you say other bugs and pathogens? That's how it's going to come in. So I hope that this was food for thought. I hope that this was beneficial. And I know for many of you that follow me, it is beneficial. Take it and run with it. So if I know this as a common man, as your brother, as your fellow man, if I know this basic fundamental information, shouldn't the doctors know it? Shouldn't the scientists know it? Some of them are not being allowed to speak fully and have disclosure or full disclosure to the American public. Some of them are just puppets saying what the powers that be want them to say. Not just the doctors and the scientists, but other experts as well. Many doctors have already pointed some of this stuff out. Now, with that, before I leave, a couple doctors made this assertion. The coronavirus is not the real issue. It is a plus virus. It is a plus issue. Meaning it's in addition to what all of the other things that hospitals are dealing with every day. There's still going to be people who are going to be gunshot victims. There's still going to be people who are going to have cancer, who are going to have hypertension issues, who are going to have heart problems, who are going to have a manifold of other ordinary and even not so ordinary medical issues that are being dealt with and have to have been dealt with in time past. Those people still exist. There are still in other words, there's still other people's conditions outside of the coronavirus that have to be dealt with. People still need medical help. So when the coronavirus exacerbates all of those other conditions by adding to it, you not only have people who have to be dealt with as it relates to a new virus, so to speak, but what about all of the other medical conditions that we have been dealing with from day to day for all of our lives? All of the regular flu season issues, all of the other cancers and diseases that doctors have to deal with and emergency rooms have to deal with. So the doctors that I heard speak were saying that this is going to be the real problem because you still have other medical issues that have to be dealt with other than the coronavirus. The coronavirus is just a plus. It's something else, supposedly uh, worldwide now, that's been added to the list of diseases and or medical conditions. So that's what's going to overwhelm the system, and that's what's overwhelming the system now. Those other people still need to be tended to. People are still dying of heart attacks. People are still dying of surgeries, various types of surgeries. People are still in need of kidney transplants and so on and so forth, plus the coronavirus. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just an additional things added to those already existing things. So think on this. So before I part, think of this as well. Make sure as you're sitting here listening to me or standing wherever you might be, that you take care of your health. You know what to do fundamentally. You've been told all your life, especially if you're an adult. Eat properly, wholesome, organic foods, exercise, get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, fresh water, of course, and stay positive. Try not to stress because when you stress emotionally, you are weakening your immune system and thereby opening up the floodgates for you to have what? Disease and illness. Because once your immune system is compromised, even through stress, emotional stress, then you are susceptible to cancer and all kinds of other diseases and conditions medically. That was it. I hope that this was of benefit to you. Please, as always, leave your comments in the comment section below. Stay healthy. Try not to panic. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for myself. I'm praying for my family as well, and all of those that I know that are close to me and just not close to me, but those of us across America and even the world. We're all feeling this on some level, and it's not going to go away today. They say 30, 60 days. That's not a true number. This is going to go on for a year or more. I kid you not. And I'm not a medical expert, and I'm not a scientific uh, doctor. I'm not a scientist per se, but I am a man that studied. I'm someone who has common sense. I'm someone who can sit and Take all of the information that's been put out here in the media, and I can decipher and discern, and I can come up with my own conclusion. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's based on facts, based on the numbers. That's it. And that's all. Have a great day.